there any prayer request or anything that we need to lift up for prayer?
Well, Luke and I, you know.
All right.
I got a friend that her son died of a massive heart attack the day before yesterday.
Mm.
Not something you want to have to deal with in your old age.
No. I got a neighbor that fell and broke her leg again, and they're gonna put some steel rods in it this time.
I got a prayer of Thanksgiving. I think my eye is working this time.
Good deal.
I can see y'all.
Good.
There's a little bit of a blur around you, but I can see you.
So what'd they do?
The other cataract. I did the other cataract. No, they did this one back in August and had all them extra procedures I had to do.
Yeah.
With this one, hopefully, this is the only procedure I'll have to have.
What, do you see
Good.
more colors now? And like, is everything
Oh yeah,
better?
yeah. You can tell the difference between a white and a beige car. Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah.
Kind of like getting your sight back.
I didn't know he was black, but yeah, I know.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I know that.
Yeah, your vision must have been really off for a while then.
It's just your hoodie, your toboggan.
Oh, is that well? I'll tell you, it's a little bit blurred, but
Oh goodness.
that reminds me of a couple of friends of mine, a trick they played on a woman one time. And we all got the same kind of idea about things, so this ain't gonna hurt a whole lot, that whoever's listening. But we'd all gone to North Carolina to ride motorcycles, and I'm older and not as healthy as they are, so I stayed at the little trailer I got up there, and they went off to the closest town to look for a little nightclub. Well, they cooked up this idea they were going to do before they got there. Now, one of these fellows is very black, and the other one's very white. So they go up to the door where the bouncer or whatever it was, it was a woman, so it wasn't much of a bouncer, but anyway, the the white one plays like he's blind, okay? And they go up there and they ask him, we're wanting to see if we can come in, and I'm pretty sure this is probably not a gay bar, but you think if we were to come in, it'd be all right? You reckon anybody would give us a hard time? And he said, "Oh no, ain't nobody gonna bother you in here. It's just good folks in here." And then the white one leaned over to the woman and said, "Is he black? He told me he was white. Is he black?" And the woman just died laughing. She knew about then she'd been pumped a little bit.
Wow.
But, I don't know. He told me now. He told me he was white. Now is he white? Is he white? Yeah. But anyway, that kind of made me think about that.
That's a funny story.
It's probably a better story if you're there and you can see it, but sounds like something that you'd see on an old Richard Pryor skit somewhere. I probably wouldn't want you to do it now because it would have too many shades of meanness, I guess.
Yeah.
Too many
Somebody
shades.
might be looking for something to be offended about.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, you said we're going to do chapter 12 of Daniel, and we are ready to begin. So who wants to read? And I will shine the light on them.
It's not a long one this time.
And this is February the 1st, 2026.
Well, all right.
Ah, we got it. Mr. Matt Pierce over here going to lead us off.
All right. Daniel chapter 12. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was, since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and that they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a times and a half. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,330 days. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
That are it.
That's it.
That are it. And that one last week was about 30 minutes long. We read it.
So is that, who's the person in linen? Jesus?
In linen? Sounds kind of like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, my thought in this whole chapter is to quote verse 8, and I heard and I understood not.
Yeah.
It's kind of where,
I heard, I understood not.
Yeah.
I read and I understood less.
I heard him read it.
Sound to me like you told don't worry about it.
It goes along though with, you know, in the book of Revelation, the talk of the three and a half years, that 3.5 year period. And a lot happens in that 3.5 year period. It seems that here it's talking about the same thing. So if you compare it to what the book of Revelation says about what's happening there, it's coming after these disastrous times. It's interesting in here though, where when he's talking about the disastrous times, he's sounding like a lot of that disaster has to do with the nation of Israel. They're scattered, and they stop all of the sacrifices. Of course, the sacrifices have stopped. When you think about 3.5 years, what else do you think about?
The tribulation being shortened by half.
that 7-year period, yeah. But also, many people estimate the time of Jesus' ministry as having been 3.5 years. I don't know that that's related at all, but it's interesting that we're talking about a 3.5 year
Well, wasn't that the
period.
end of the sacrificing once he was crucified? There
Absolutely.
is no more sacrifice.
God has recognized one sacrifice for all who will believe, yeah. So that's the sacrifice. He is that chief priest, Jesus Christ, who he is both the one who offers the sacrifice and the one who was the sacrifice. He is both the lamb and the lion. He is, all of that prophecy is wrapped up in Christ. So I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it?
Sounds like when he completes us, and we need to seek after righteousness and be lights and don't worry about all the rest of it, because nobody knows. Daniel couldn't find out, and the man told him, don't worry about it.
It's exactly.
Jesus Christ didn't know. He said, only the Father in heaven knows. So our job is to stand, that a falling away does not occur.
Which is what verse 13 says.
I mean,
He says there in verse 13, go your way until the end and rest and stand. Amen. Yeah. So that's all we are called to do at the end of the book of Daniel. Go on. This is all going to take place. You're not going to understand it.
knowledge increaseth, and when has there ever in my lifetime had knowledge so readily available to us at our fingertips?
Yeah.
I mean, used to you had to have a set of encyclopedias, or you had to wait until you got to school at the library or at the public library somewhere in order to read a book that scholars agreed on, knew what they were talking about, other than the Bible. Now, you just press a button, and if you can think of it, you can query it, and it'll pop up with all kinds of resources. that they're-
Knowledge, but man's knowledge.
Right.
I'm gonna have to query how to make it not do that when something pops up. Cause it's got my Gmail has gotten to work now. It wants to give me an AI summary of what the email was. I want to read the email. I want to know what they said. I don't want to know what you think they said. That's
like listening to a daggone TV
and
report.
again, I'm gonna have to do a Google query to ask them, how do I get that mess off of my Gmail?
So when you open up an email,
It wants to give you a summary of it to tell you what it's about.
I haven't had that happen yet, but I'm glad to watch out for that.
Well, it's caught me a few times, especially on my phone when I couldn't have C.
Yeah.
And it would pop, and it's an email would come in, and my phone tells me you got an email. And I look down there, and it's got the AI summary.
Maybe it knows that you couldn't see it.
It didn't know nothing. It just
Okay.
It just knew it wanted to send me some AI, so he could pick up some more information, so he could help whoever their sponsor is figure out what to sell to me.
Yeah.
Figure out what kind of shoes I like. Figure out what kind of pants I wear.
It's unreal
Don't
how
smoke
much they're
cigarettes, so
listening.
it ain't like the old song that don't smoke the same cigarettes as me. What was that Rolling Stones song? Don't smoke the same cigarettes as me, or something. I don't know. It's one line from it.
Let's ask AI.
There you go.
Rolling Stone, smoke the same cigarettes or something like that. Well, Lamont died. I saw that yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Off of Sanford and Son?
Sure did.
79 years old.
You big dummy. Daddy ever look at you and say, "You big dummy"? You even know what we're talking about?
No, I know what
Oh,
you're
you
talking
know what
about.
I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah, I like that show.
Dun, 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 dun,
And Rollo,
dun, dun, dun.
Rollo was his buddy. Yeah. Another show that couldn't make it on TV now, it'd be
Oh,
running
yeah.
into the ground.
Oh yeah, like Archie Bunker.
Oh yeah, they'd run down in the ground. And I decided the other day, I've been reading online and then seeing it on TV about how this movie Sinners was nominated for all these Academy Awards. I mean, the most that any movie has ever been nominated for in the history of the Academy Awards. So I go to watch it on Netflix or something the other night. Netflix or the other one, Prime, I don't know, but I went to watch it. And I'm watching it. And I'm about half asleep, and then it dawned on me, though, that through my sleepy eyes, I've seen this movie before. This ain't nothing but from dusk to dawn. I'm going. And this one got nominated for all these awards. It must have been a bad year for movies. So then my curious mind goes and said, well, I went and looked it up. Does the Academy have to always nominate somebody for an award? It did. And AI said, no, they don't. But the likelihood that they will not nominate somebody is real slim because
Yeah.
they're going to nominate somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your line about the cigarettes. Rolling Stones song
Yeah.
called "I Can't Get No."
No satisfaction.
Okay, and there's a line in it says, "But he can't be a man because he doesn't smoke the same cigarettes as me."
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's
Well, I
it.
learned something new.
It's all part of advertising. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it must have been a Winston commercial. If you're not a Winston or no, a Marlboro commercial. If you're not a Marlboro man, you can't smoke Marlboro. So.
But we could all sing that song together.
Sad you
I
can't get no satisfaction.
Maybe not.
But I tried. And I
I
tried.
tried, and I
And I
tried,
tried.
and I tried, and I can't get. No. Okay, go ahead.
But then I went to do some more querying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now that y'all are calling it querying, I went to do some more querying, and there was an article that said not only did they copy it, they just about plagiarized it,
Uh-huh.
and they named out these different things that happened. You know, about it being
Yeah.
two brothers that are, running from the law, and there's some God-fearing folks in it, and there's some drunks in it, and yeah, well, it's in both of them.
Yeah.
The brother gets turned into a vampire, and so and that's in both the movies. But the kicker was close to the end, after all the vampires get blown up at daylight by the sunlight. They all catch on fire. Here, the guy in the new movie, the guy that plays I guess you'd call him the hero in the new movie, is standing there in his white tank top. Well, in the original movie, George Clooney, who was the hero in the original movie, at close to the end of it, he's standing there in his white tank top, telling the younger guy to go home. And in the new movie, they tell the younger guy to go home.
So just exactly.
They did all kinds of things. So, being that my mind is always, thinking crazy thoughts, I haven't gone to look yet. But my plan is to go look and see whether or not they nominated this new movie for the best original screenplay.
Yeah.
Now, if they did,
Yeah.
the Academy's asleep at the wheel. They're asleep at the wheel.
That would be
Because there ain't nothing original about this, other than the fact that it's almost a totally black cast in the new one. And of course, the evildoers were all white, the vampires were all white, the original vampires were all white. And the guy that rented him the bar was, he was white. And I read what there's supposed to be some kind of undertow meaning behind the era that it was in. It was in like I'm gonna guess the 20s and the 30s or something. I guess prohibition was in place because of the fact they were hauling in liquor. And so supposedly it was in Mississippi or somewhere down there, and there was a lot of voodoo, and the Klan was involved somehow. But they didn't deal much with that in the movie. Only dealing with that was that there was some old guy that looked like Willie Stark from the movie. What was that one? Anyway, you know who Willie Stark was? But
Stark
He
was
was a-
the Iron Man. That's not the same Stark.
I think it's a different Stark. This was
That's
the
Tony.
fictional governor in a movie that was about Louisiana. But anyway, I think his name was Willie Stark. But anyway, it's just amazing. I'm going with it. It was actually a good movie. Whoever directed it was a good director. The actors were good, but it's a
It's a copy.
it's a copy. It's a takeoff. So there ain't no telling what they could do if they were to remake a really good movie. Because From Dusk to Dawn was not a good movie.
It was not.
But they have
Other than
done-
Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek was she was a star
Oh, in the new one.
in the movie. She's
In the old one.
Oh, in the old one.
yeah, the old one. Yeah. Now the original movie.
Okay, the one question I had when we began this book of Daniel
Uh-huh.
was the abomination of desolation. Did we figure out what that was?
Well, I can just tell you what some people say, that abomination of desolation took place. Now, it's prophecy often
In
happens.
70 AD when they sacrificed the pig in the temple.
Right. Prophecy often has more than one fulfillment. And so it could have had an earlier fulfillment and then also speak of something later that would happen. So the Antichrist, when the Antichrist at the end of time is in power, then a lot of that desecration takes place of the temple, of the sacrifices, of whatever is godly. And so, that, again, some people believe that that desecration will be fulfilled in the end times, but it also was already fulfilled at the time when
Just like the Antichrist is already here. We're not looking for him to come. Christ already said he was here when he was here.
the world is full of Antichrist.
Right.
But the character that's played out in the prophecies seems to be more than just that. Some person who comes into power, worldwide power. He has that one ruler and then also that one prophet. That is the false prophet. So a lot of people believe, like you're saying, that all of these prophecies have been fulfilled and we're moving into that age of where Christ will reign and all will bow the knee to him. We'll see, won't we? That's why I think they tell us in a lot of that prophecy, that
Don't worry about
here's
it.
what you do for now. We give you an idea that there's things going to happen and that God's in charge and he has a plan.
Well, that's what Revelation says too. Let the wicked be wicked still, and let the just be just still. The righteous be righteous still.
So our job is to rest and stand. And I do think that all of those prophecies are not written for the believer to stand in fear. but to stand in great anticipation of what God will do.
I don't think we need to stand in fear at all.
No, not at all. We stand.
I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind.
So that's the part that prophecy serves then for us. People ask, why is it that the evildoers prosper and those who are, honorable to God are suffering? Well, the prophecies tell us God's going to deal with all of that.
Right. Vengeance is mine.
That's it.
That's why we don't need to be looking for reparations or retribution, but reconciliation and restoration. That's what we should be seeking after. Not trying to get one up on somebody else, but let's all go there. I don't think we'll do it like Hillary Clinton, tear down the temple and all of us go, because everybody ain't gonna make it. There's stipulations. There's stipulations on how prayer is answered. There's stipulations on how we're going to enter into God's kingdom. And there ain't no compromise. He laid out the way, and that's the only way we're going to get it.
Being obedient.
Modern family ain't going to get it.
I mean, there are certain things that can keep you from being able to get a seat at the table.
Yeah. Yeah. I truly believe that.
And God already knows what's going to happen because He's God. He gives us these things like Daniel and Revelations to kind of give us a revelation, to try to give us an idea and to reinforce the fact that He does know. And He gives us these hints, I guess. Not because He's messing with us, but because
To comfort
He
us.
wanted to give us a little something.
All right.
And we take what little bit was given to us, or what great amount was given to us, and like you said, keep forging ahead. Eyes straight ahead.
Yep.
No playing.
Well, that brings us to the end of chapter of the book of Daniel. So what would y'all like to work through next?
I'll back up a little bit to something last week that I was still curious about. Obviously don't have my phone, so I can't tell you exactly what chapter it was. I mean, what verse it was, but they were talking about another God in the last chapter. And that one of these kings was going to look to this other God, and this other God was going to do something for him. And of course, my mind got to, well, there ain't another God.
No.
So what could this king be going to, I mean, I'm sure he can look to him, but what was he going to get out of it? What was that God going to do for him?
Yeah.
Didn't it say, though, that this God was going to do something for him?
Was that Nebuchadnezzar?
Is it in Daniel?
It was in the last chapter that we read, chapter 11. It could have been the translation I was reading. Sometimes the translator wants there to be more in the verse than there is to begin with.
I don't know, but wherever the Bible mentions other gods, a god is something that others worship. May not be a god that has any power, may not be a god who is really a god, but it's a god that they've made. It's that golden calf that they set up and worship it. There's a god, but it's not a god that can do anything. God who has no power or voice.
But they were talking about this being a God that was a little bit more than
Something was going to
a
happen.
little bit more than that. But
The
anyway,
king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished for that that is determined shall be done.
Now, you would think if you were a god, you would not speak indignations, whatever that word was, against the God of gods.
There it is. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God.
Yeah.
For he shall magnify himself above all. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. That what you talking about?
No, that wasn't the translation, but I'd have to get it and look at it. I'll try to remember next time. And what you were asking, what we want to study next?
Yeah.
Like in terms of what book of the Bible?
Yeah, we can go through that book, True Humility. I started reading it last evening.
What book?
I happen to know the author of that book. So we might talk him into showing up a few times.
He might be able to provide some copies.
Or we can work through any other book.
Well, there's plenty of Bible we can work through. There's plenty of Bible that we haven't worked through, so.
The book of Matthew would be a good place to read, or John, or Mark.
Yeah. There's a lot of good books there.
That's all part of the gospel and stuff. Luke.
Yeah.
Don't matter to me.
Have you ever read through Hebrews?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty interesting book.
Well,
There's a lot of questions there.
let's do Hebrews.
You read through Hebrews?
I've read through parts of it. I haven't made it through. Well, I take that back. I think I have read through the whole thing,
Yeah.
but I could use a refresher on it. It's been a while.
Yeah, Hebrews would be.
Hebrews is deep.
That'd be a good. So I second that.
Hebrews it is.
Alright.
Who's bringing the hot dogs?
Figured Norman was.
hot dog.
Hebrew Nation, ain't that a hot dog?
Did you hear that Nathan's hot dogs got bought out by a Chinese company?
No way.
Yeah.
Didn't know it.
And that's not a joke. I'm not making a joke.
There'd be hot cats.
That's horrible.
No, I mean really that
There
they've
goes the
apparently been
neighborhood.
taken over by. I just wonder if it will affect because those are good. Those are good hot dogs. Those Nathan's hot dogs.
Pretty much the best around here, yeah, that you can buy in the grocery store anyway.
Yeah. What are the Hebrew hot dogs?
Same thing. They're kosher.
Nathan's, isn't it?
Is it Nathan's?
Hebrew hot dog?
No, Hebrews is a brand too. I don't know, it may be made by Nathan's, but it's a brand. Just another kosher hot dog, all beef hot dog.
Do you know how to tell that by the packaging that a food is
Prado,
recognized by the Jewish people? What's the term I was trying?
Hell.
it's got a bug on it or something. I don't know.
No, there's a couple of different.
Oh, halal?
No, there are a couple of little symbols. It's like a circle with a C in
Like
it. Or
a
something.
union bug or something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What
I've seen
what
that
is
stuff.
that? You can tell it's kosher. You want it to be kosher.
The highlight, the perfect Yelu, what do you call it? Perfect something, perfect Yelu.
I know what you're
Looks like
talking
a 7. Shaped like a
Something
7.
like that.
Perfect, yeah.
And then you know that it's kosher, meaning, especially with meats, that the animals were killed in a way that was merciful or careful, quick.
Some of those butcher plants will damn near turn you off of eating that stuff if you see actually. Knowing coming from a guy who worked in the meat industry,
Yeah.
especially them chicken plants, it's bad. Even for someone you'd be like, ooh, make you sick to your stomach.
I do all my own, so it don't bother me too much.
Yeah, it's
For
just the
years.
level of nastiness, in those big facilities and stuff. It's horrible.
For years, when Waverly Hall had the dinner on the green, Gordon Lodge, Sonic Lodge, would give away free Nathan's hot dogs with slaw on them at the dinner on the green. People would come to the dinner on the green just to get that Nathan's hot dog with the
Yeah.
slaw on it.
Yeah,
And it cost us, $300 or $400, but it was
Yeah.
worth it to be able to, to do that.
you
And
know,
it was some good hot dogs
Yeah.
with slaw on it, with homemade slaw on them. Oh, there's some good hot dogs.
you know what the rabbis put on pork to show that it's kosher?
I don't know.
Nothing. Pork is not kosher.
Yeah, okay.
Saying that's definitely not.
But there's a
I
circle.
know what a Jewish buddy of mine used to do when he ate shellfish.
Yeah.
He said, as long as you cook it outside, it's all right. Just can't cook it in the house. And I had no reason to argue with him because it didn't bother me.
I've told you the story.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to eat oysters or shrimp or crab or crawfish or none of that.
But you do it outside, it's all right.
Okay.
I've told you the story of the Baptist who became a Catholic.
Baptist, it became a what?
Catholic.
Have you turned that thing off yet?
Is this still running?
It's still running, yeah. You
It's a
want?
clean
Come on, tell the
joke.
joke. Come on, tell the
It's-
joke,
it's a
preacher. Come on,
clean joke.
come on, tell the joke, preacher.
No, actually, it's an old joke, but
Okay, we're ready. Go ahead.
this good man, he was a Baptist, but every Friday he'd go out in his backyard, crank up the grill, and cook a big steak, and boy, the whole community could smell his steaks on Friday. Of course, it was bothering the Catholics. You're only supposed to have fish on Friday.
Yeah.
So they got together, and the priest went over, and talked to the man, and of course the man was dead set on having his steaks. Every Friday he'd cook out a steak. But finally, as the priest worked with him, he became converted eventually to become a Catholic. He went through all of the the training and all the catechisms and became a Catholic, and then he came before the priest and before the congregation. Priest sprinkled him and said, once a Baptist, now a Catholic. Of course, you can see the joke coming here. And so the next Friday that rolled around, the priest was going to watch to see if he got out and cooked his steak. And of course, he was out there in the backyard with his steak on the grill. And he took a sprinkler and said, once a cow, now a fish.
Oh, that's a good one.
I thought you was gonna say that the Catholics got just as many backsliders as Baptists.
Yeah.
That's equally as funny.
But no,
Oh,
he just,
dude.
All right,
Just
well, on that
christened
note,
it.
we're gonna cut the video off.